James Charles has finally revealed his new brand, Painted. After 4 years of putting things on hold, it's finally here and he's revealing everything. There's been a lot of mixed opinions on this launch. It's a mess, so let's get into it. As you guys know, James has been teasing the launch of his brand since April. He said it was going to be this summer launch, and honestly, that actually made sense. Although face paints aren't the most user-friendly, sought-after product on the market, releasing something like this in time for festival season was a great idea. He did his promo for it at Coachella, where he went around and painted a few fans' faces.
Hi, my name is James Charles, and my makeup brand is launching soon. I'm wondering if I could add on something to your makeup look today to match your outfit for Coachella.
Yeah, of course.
I can? Okay, let's do it.
So I think a lot of us were expecting him to launch in maybe May, but May came and went and it was crickets. He also didn't launch it in June either. He didn't launch it in July, and now we're about to be in August, and he finally revealed it's not coming until August 7th. Personally, I feel like it's a bit too late to be calling it a summer launch. Most online retailers are already shifting to fall and back to school time, so just a bit late in my opinion. For the last month or so, things have been pretty quiet for James. His Painted TikTok and Instagram page isn't getting a ton of traffic, and there's not a lot of promotion going on over there. A lot of people have been saying that James missed his timing with his brand. We've been seeing a lot of big name influencer brands die out and go out of business, so James has said that he's doing this all on his own, which means there's a lot weighing on the success of this launch. On Friday, James uploaded the reveal video detailing things like prices, what's included, and the process it took to get his brand ready for launch. Starting off, James addressed the criticism that his brand has taken way too long and that he missed his timing with it. James said that he's heard this both inside and outside of the makeup industry, and he said that he understands where people are coming from. He knows if he had launched it during the peak of the beauty community, he could have had so much more success with it, but he admitted building a brand is really hard, and there was a lot of bumps along the way. It sounds like he was having some kind of issues with the original lab he was working with, and they wanted to change the prices and charge him a lot more, so he ended up completely changing labs. Formula and working with his lab, yet he was still working on stuff only a few weeks ago. Now, I don't know how most brands work, but it seems strange that he would be working on these for 3 years, yet he still had to make changes only a few weeks back. A few weeks seems like a really short amount of time to finish your formula and then have everything ready to go for launch. I mean, we all saw how that worked out when Jacqueline did it with her lipsticks. Not good. James also talked about the marketing behind his brand. He talked about the first commercial that we saw for it and the whole story behind it. He also talked about his campaign surge and how all of that went. He said that he ended up picking people who had a clear passion for makeup, and that passion was also clear from their social media pages.
We picked the 10 artists that we did after so love and passion for makeup, not only in their submissions, but also on their entire social media pages and their bodies of work.
Definitely a different narrative from I want everyone, moms, dads, grandmas, nurses, firefighters.
In all seriousness, we were looking for everybody for this campaign. Moms, dads, college students, teachers, grandmas, that'd be so to have a grandma, nurses, firefighters, and yes, even ugly people.
But James didn't address that. That situation was a huge controversy, and a lot of people felt like James was dishonest in saying that he wanted all these normal people just to get his fans' hopes up and submit their entry just to boost his brand's name in the algorithm. Now let's get into the actual product itself. The name of his first product is Create Paints. James said that he was always doing these crazy makeup looks, and he realized that he wanted one universal product that he could use for all different kinds of makeup applications. He said when he was working on these paints 4 years ago, no one else was doing something like that, but since he took so long, tons of brands have come out with pretty much the exact same product.
When I started developing,
and it's true, we have Danessa Merrick's Beauty Color Fix paints, House Labs has their paints, P. Louise also has their own line of cosmetic paints, and they all have very similar packaging to James's Create Paints. A mess. But James claimed that his formula is the best, and he says his is much cheaper. Each tube of paint retails for $15 each. Now, when I first heard that, I thought that was so expensive. James has said in the past that his brand is going to be super affordable, and looking at the small size of that tube, $15 honestly seems like a lot of money for the amount of product you're getting. I honestly thought that they would all come in a kit together and retail for like maybe $45 or $50. So it was definitely a shock to see $15 each. But when I read the comments, a lot of people were actually praising James for the pricing and calling it super affordable. I guess if you compare it to similar products, it is on the cheaper side. Most high-end paints are in the price range of like $25 to $31, so I guess the pricing does make sense. It still seems a bit expensive for the amount of product, but hey, what's affordable to some might not be affordable to others, so I guess it depends on how much value you place on his brand. James went on to talk a little bit about the formula and how his paints can be used.
Create paints are a creamed matte pigment formula that dries down in about 30 seconds and can be used in many different ways throughout your makeup routine. You can create a wing or graphic liner. You can cut your crease, blend it out for an easy smoky eye. The possibilities are literally endless.
He also revealed the names of his shades, which are Left on Red, Flaming, Caution, SMS, Blueprint, Turning Violet, Pinky Promise, Cold Brew, Ink, and Ghosted. James said the yellow one was really hard to formulate. It's the one that was giving him the most issues, and the reason why he posted that TikTok saying there was an emergency with his brand. He also said that Beyonce wears his Create paints in the color Ink for her tour.
Don't just take your friend.
I'm just like, I hope Beyonce knows your paints were used on her and you'd be using her name to sell your product, because I feel like that's something she should know. To me, it sounds like he's friends with her makeup artist and maybe the makeup artist used it on her. I just wonder if Beyonce knew and knew that James would be highlighting that fact in his video. Now, alongside the paints, James is also launching a brush set and a beauty blender. And all I can say, it's reminding me a lot of Morphe. If you want the entire collection and don't want to pay $15 per paint, James said that there's going to be a bundle deal that has all the paints, the brushes, the beauty blender, all inside a can of paint for $135. Like I said, I know this might be affordable compared to some established brands, but as a starting out brand new influencer brand product, it seems on the higher end, especially if you're outside the US, paying the exchange rate and then international shipping. It's a lot. At first, a lot of people were calling it affordable, but now that's starting to change. A lot of his comments are filled with people writing, I feel like these paints could be a little bit cheaper. I love the products, but maybe next time think about some people that don't have the money for it. And someone replied and said, I mean, he did spend years making it and it is a unique design. It's much more affordable compared to other influencers, not gonna lie. Another person said, that's not affordable at all. James, I love you, but it's too expensive for me. Something interesting I noticed is that Trendmood actually hasn't posted about Painted. You guys know Trendmood posts literally everything, yet for some reason, she hasn't posted anything about Painted. It makes me wonder if maybe James asked her not to post it, because the comments can get pretty brutal over there. It seems like James' comment section on YouTube and TikTok is being heavily moderated. All the comments seem to be super positive towards him, and I find it hard to believe there wouldn't be at least some comments criticizing his new line. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about everything down below. Do you think this launch will be a success for James, or do you think he missed his timing with it? Also, let me know what you think about the affordability. Do you think it's reasonably priced, or is it a bit too much for an influencer brand? Especially a new influencer brand. Let me know, and I'll see you next time.